Hi, Capricorn. Welcome back to Leigh's Intuitive Tarot. My name is Leigh, and today we're going to take a look at your love life with your soulmate. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. If you'd like to book a personal reading, there's a link in the description box below. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. All right, hold on. Let me switch that a little bit like that. Okay, there we go. Oh, Capricorn, we're going to have some conversations here. See what Spirit want to tell you. Ooh, okay. Okay, let's go. Capricorn, your overall energy for this week's reading is the sun. This is Leo energy, okay? This is talking about happiness. You know, you coming together with your soulmate. For some of you, you and this person could produce children, okay? It's going to be different for everyone, or this could be you and this person producing like an idea together, a business, something like that. Underneath this is the Seven of Pentacles, okay? So I feel like this is about patience. See, remember didn't I just tell you that y'all were going to produce something? It could be a child, it could be something. You see what I'm saying? I just put the deck down and picked the damn card up. But anyway, Seven of Pentacles, this is about patience, okay? Because we know, like, this woman is pregnant. It takes 9 months to birth a baby, or 10, almost 10 is what I'm hearing. And so with the Seven of Pentacles, this is talking about patience, okay? And knowing that this is going to happen. This is what Spirit is telling you. Your happiness is coming. Your person is coming, but it's coming when the time is right, okay? I'm not saying it's going to take 10 months, but it is just an example, okay? Look, see? Look at there, Two of Cups. So this is talking about a strong connection, mutual attraction between the both of you. Look, you both drinking from each other's cup. That's some beautiful fucking shit, Capricorn. I love it. I love it. Okay. And then look, Capricorn, the Ace of Cups. So this is about, a brand new romance, rekindled romance. It's going to be different for all of you. But like I said, for those of you where it's somebody, somebody from your past, it's not, I don't feel like it's somebody you were romantic with. It could have been somebody that just fucking admired you from afar for many years from the past, okay? Or somebody, like I said, a coworker, a friend, something like that. People don't like when I say that. But I'm like, if you didn't have a romantic relationship with this person, what does it matter? What does it matter? At the end of the day, you want to be in love and you want to be in a romantic relationship. And I'm not saying you want to be with anybody, but what I'm saying is you got to trust Spirit, Capricorn, and let Spirit do their thing, because you did your thing. And where the fuck are you? Here on this damn channel, right? With me talking about Spirit doing their thing. Okay? So that's why this is what I'm trying to tell you. If we could have done it right, none of us would be here. I'd be somewhere loving my person, and you be somewhere loving yours, right? So that's why I'm trying to tell y'all. Just give it a chance. Look at all these cards you got coming up, Capricorn. You got fucking lovers, Gemini energy, talking about that amazing connection. Look. This is like crazy, the cards that you're pulling up. So I'm telling you this to tell you, you got some beautiful fucking shit coming. And so don't be in the comments trying to be a damn David Downer or negative Nathan. Don't do that. Just wait and see what happens, okay? But for some of you, it's going to take a little time. Because everybody don't come to Jesus at the right time, or at the same time. Let me say, not at the right time, but at the same time. I feel like you come at the right time, but it's not the same time for everybody. Okay, that's what I'm trying to get you to understand. Because just like you need your time to get yourself ready for your person, right? Just like you need to do that, your person has to do the same thing. Okay, so just like you, whatever it is you want from that person, you got to be willing to give it to them yourself. Okay, all right, let's clarify. Yeah, see, Spirit is telling you there's some forgiveness that needs to happen. Okay, you gotta go back and forgive them past people. They were lessons. All right, yeah, they did some dirty shit to a lot of you. I'm not gonna sit here and say they didn't, and I'm not taking their side. So don't be coming at me in the comments saying, "Oh, what you trying to take that person?" You know damn well I would never take them people's side over y'all side. Y'all know I'm on y'all side. Come on now. Okay, we know you don't have toxic love, and you'd have been stung by toxic love. Let me tell you something. I had a comment actually today that I read, and it upset me so badly until, excuse me, I almost wanted to cry. This lady had been through so much stuff in her life, okay? And we sit and we complain and like, oh my God, where's my love? This and that, this and that. It's people going through all types of abuse in relationships. And I'm not saying that none of us went through abuse, but there are different levels. And I know at the end of the day, abuse is abuse, but I'm sorry. There are different levels, okay? Because let me give you an example. Breadcrumbing and being sexually assaulted are two different things. Okay? That's what I'm trying to tell you. They're different levels, okay? And we like to complain about our stuff. And a lot of times we forget that it's people out here in this world going through going through similar experiences to us, but even more detrimental than anything we've ever experienced. So you got to think about that, okay? And like I said, this is about you getting yourself together. We know you've been through toxic love, okay? But it was a lesson. It was stuff you were supposed to learn. And when you fully forgive this person, you will be able to release, the baggage that you were carrying around about this person. And like I said, it's not about you saying that what they did was right or giving them a pass or anything like that. I just like to clarify that to let y'all know that it's not about that. It's about you releasing yourself. It don't have nothing to do with this other person, because a lot of times there are people. Let me give you an example. There was this guy when I was in college, right? And I remember we used to, because I used to take, it was like French conversation or something like that, because I speak French. But anyway, so we were in this French conversation class. And I don't know how we got on this. It must have been like when we were on a break or something like this. This guy was talking about, we were in college now, and this dude was talking about people that had hurt his feelings when he was in fucking kindergarten. And look, let me say this. I'm not coming out trying to say that his pain shouldn't be acknowledged and that he shouldn't be, he shouldn't have, what I'm saying, take a look at that and stuff like that. But if you in your damn 20s and you still have these wounds from when you were in kindergarten, it's some damn healing that needs to be done. Okay? That's what I'm trying to tell you. And then think about this. This is the point I'm trying to make when we talk about this forgiveness, what I was about to say. Do you think them people from kindergarten, okay, from kindergarten, we fucking 6 years old, 5 years old, or whatever, do you think them people are sitting up thinking about, and I'm not laughing at this man, I'm not laughing at his pain, I'm just laughing at the way we think. We be thinking crazy sometimes, and we don't even realize, like sometimes you got to step back and look at your thoughts, Capricorn, because you be thinking certain things, and then when you look, you be like, this is some more crazy shit I was thinking, and I didn't even realize I was thinking it, that it was crazy, because it's been such a part of my thought process for so long. So, like I said, do you think them people that messed with him in kindergarten are sitting around saying, man, you know what I'm saying, thinking about the stuff from the past, not to trivialize his pain or anything like that, because I know what it's like to be messed with in school, okay? So let me say that, okay? And it's not about me trying to make light of what's going on. I'm just saying that by the time you in your 20s, it's time to let what happened when you were 20 years ago, 5, 6 years, when you were 5, 6 years ago, 6 years old, it's time to let that go. That's what I'm saying, okay? So that's why I'm saying, forgive these people, because you need to get it out of your energy. Because as I tell you, if you keep it in your energy, you are making space for somebody to come back in your energy like that again. This is about us cleaning up our energy so we don't have to deal with, all this crazy stuff, or where people can't come into your energy any kind of way, because to me, that's the biggest disrespect. Okay? It's not the holding on to the stuff. It's what it does. What it does. You don't want, it's like, okay. It's like you going to bed at night. This is the equivalent of what you're doing. You going to bed at night and you leaving all your fucking doors and windows open. Just let anybody come in. That's what you doing. Come in any kind of way. If you don't forgive these people and you just leave that shit lingering in your energy so that they can just come in anytime, any kind of way. Any kind of way. That's what you're doing. And I hear Erykah Badu in my head singing Bag Lady, Men Make It Fit, Bag Man. Okay? I don't want you to be no bag lady. I don't want you to be no bag man. No offense to the bag men or the bag ladies that are out there in the world. No offense to them. I'm talking about the real ones, the homeless people. No, nothing against them. But I'm saying, I don't want you to be out there like that. I want you to clean your energy up so that the only way people can come to you is the right fucking way. The only way the person can come to you is the way that you want them to come, the way that you deserve for them to come with love, to come with respect, to come with, admiration, to come, with, reverence, that type of shit. That's the way I want the people to come into your life, because that's what you deserve, Capricorn. But you got to realize you deserve that too. And then you have to make moves like you deserve that. Okay? All right. So this is about you getting back, to the good old times, to you being, well, let me say this. You're not going back to the old person you used to be, because we're not doing that no more. Because this is the old person used to get, okay, this is what Spirit's saying. Take it as it resonates. The old person used to get shit on, okay? And we're not doing that no more. We going back to good old times, or going forward and making new good old times where you're a different person. And like I said, people, they can only come in the right way. They can't come in fucked up. Okay? All right. So this is about you seeing things more clearly. Okay? And then, because we got a secret card coming up here, and these are the things that are coming out. All right? And it says, you are my lifeline. I can't lose you. I feel like this is about the twin, but we're going to throw that to the side because we're not entertaining that kind of crap today. Okay? All right. So let me get one more card for the sun. Okay. There's a song by Omarion, the R&B singer, and it's called Icebox. And that's what's playing. This says Ice Block, but I hear Icebox. So this can represent how the twin was towards you, or this could represent you freezing this person out. Okay, because the song goes, there's an ice box where my heart used to be, if I remember correctly. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's there's an ice box where my heart used to be. Okay, and he says, I'm so cold, I'm so cold, I'm so cold, is the way it goes. So this could be, Spirit talking about your twin and how your twin used to show up, or this could be some of you showing up like this after what you went through with the twin. Okay, and we don't want you to be like this, because Capricorns are not cold people. You know that Capricorns are not cold people. Like I tell y'all all the time, my dad's a Capricorn, and I know good and well that y'all are not cold people, because my dad's not cold. Okay, and then we have the false persona card. This is, just talking about what you went through. You went through, people who treated you like this, who iced you out, who didn't allow you to like truly be yourself, and vice versa. They were, because they weren't truly themselves. So they don't, if somebody doesn't respect themselves and doesn't appreciate themselves, they're not going to allow you to be yourself. They're not going to be accepting of the way that you are. Okay. All right. So the card we have for you, this is what I was saying we got to talk about. We got the Three of Swords showing up here. This can represent the fact that you're going to have to make this choice, right? Between this twin and this soulmate that's coming through. Okay. And like I said, somebody is going to get hurt. Okay. Because look at this person crying. Here's only one person that's crying like that. All right. And I feel like this whale here is representing like the relationships that you've been through. And particularly, I feel like the relationship with this twin, because it's about you choosing something else. Like I said, this person's going to come back and you're going to already be with somebody. And this is going to be like, I'm not beating a dead horse anymore. It's over. Okay. All right. So let's clarify. Three of Swords. Yeah. See, you're learning how to be in a relationship with somebody and compromising. They're going to compromise with you. You're going to compromise with them. Spirit is telling you to be patient, because remember, good things take time. That's why we got this Seven of Pentacles here card here, and I keep getting drawn to this woman's belly. She's pregnant, and like I told you, it takes 9 to 10 months to have a child, right? So it's the same thing with the relationship. It's still the birthing of something new, and so it's going to take time. It's not going to be something that's always going to show up or pop up when you want it to. Okay, let me see, which one is this? Yeah, that's right. Okay, and then we've got Shattered Chaos showing up here. So I feel like this is going to be the end of, well, you're going to make your choice. For a lot of you, the twin is going to get hurt, and it's going to be the end of let's say the first iteration of you having to deal with the twin. Because like I told you, for a lot of you, this person's not going to go away. It's going to be a situation where, for some of you, this person could always try to hang on to you energetically. And it could be a thing where, it's like you're the one that got away or whatever. Okay. All right. So when it comes to your person's energy, they're showing up as the Queen of Wands. Okay. If you've got Sagittarius placements, you might want to watch the Sagittarius reading, because this card came up for their person in their reading. Okay. Let's clarify. So it's about somebody that's got it going on. I feel like you're going to find this person very attractive. It's going to be a thing where, the two of you, like I said, you're going to have a very passionate connection. You're not going to be able to keep your hands off each other. It's going to be a beautiful thing. Okay. This person, I hear that song, hoping and wishing and praying. That's what I hear with this song. But Spirit is telling you, patience is required, because for some of you, it might be a situation to where you may not come together with this person until the spring. Okay. So the spring is what? It's not that far away, because time is flipping. So spring is what? Was it March? Yeah, because winter is like, January, February, like March. Yeah, March, April, May time frame. And then look, it's already November, and we're almost into the second week of November. So it's not going to be that, like I said, take this time to focus on being the best Capricorn you can be. Okay. That's what I'm saying all this to say that. Hold on. I'm trying to make sure, because I'm using different cards, and I just want to make sure that. Okay. So yeah, you're stepping into a fairy tale love. This person wants to give you a fairy tale love, like the things, the love, the type of love you've always dreamed of having. Okay. And then we've got love is fading. This is your love for the twin. If it's not already gone, it's fading pretty quickly. Okay. That's why they're going to try to come back in. So when it comes to the energy between you and this new person, we have the 9 of Swords and the Star. So this, I feel like you're worried about this, Capricorn. Okay. You're worried about this going wrong. I feel like it's hard for you to trust. I feel like, because and it's rightfully so, because you've been through a lot of stuff. And so you're not going to go through a lot of stuff and be unscathed. I tell y'all all the time, that's why I tell y'all to look at that when you're looking at your person. Because like I said, just because they're perfect for you doesn't mean that they don't have their own fucking wounds they got to deal with. So with this Star card, Spirit, I feel like Spirit is telling you to heal the worry. Like, let it go. Stop making mountains out of molehills. Let some shit happen first before you start worrying. Because you know what worrying is? It's you like projecting and thinking thoughts about some shit that hadn't even happened. Okay? So you got to learn how to turn that worry around, Capricorn, and just be like, okay, I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole today. Okay? Because some of you could be having anxiety, crying, nightmares, sleepless nights, all kinds of stuff. And for some of you, this could be the twin showing up like this, because they know you're moving on. They know that the love is fading, or it has already faded. Okay. So you're in your healing mode. I feel like you've made your wish. You put it out into the universe, and your person is coming, but you have to overcome the things you need to overcome, and your person has to do the same. Okay. Because all of this stuff at the end of the day is a test. The separation, that's what the separation is for. It's for you to get yourself together, because if you were trying to come together with this person, look at the intimacy card. You ain't ready if you showing up as damn 3 of swords and you in the 9 of swords worrying about shit. You ain't ready to open up to your person, because like I said, just because there's lingerie on this card, we're not talking about sexual intimacy. We're talking about like that deep emotional intimacy, okay? And everybody ain't ready for this. If they've come out of a situation where they've gotten traumatized, okay? And that's, like I said, again, rightfully so. So you got to be gentle with yourself. And just like you're gentle with yourself because you've gone through things, you got to be gentle with your person too. Because I'm telling you, wait till you had a conversation. Those of you who are not with your person yet, wait until you have your conversation with your person. And those of you who are with your person, put some stories in the comments section of this video so people can go and read about how similar the things the two of you have gone through. You ain't got to go, more in depth than you're comfortable with, but put some stuff down in there and let them know that how the two of y'all have been through similar things. And so it will behoove you to give your person the same grace you're giving yourself, or the same grace you would want them to give you, okay? Because like I said, nobody on this damn earth is perfect, because we going through all these trials and tribulations at times. And even the strongest and the best of us, we get torn down at times. Because look at those of you who, you believe you're Christians and stuff like that, and you read the Bible, and look at all the ways that Jesus was tested. The damn devil tried to get Jesus to do certain things. Look at what the people did to him, and he was performing all these miracles and doing all these things to try to help people, and how they crucified him and was spitting on him and doing all this kind of crazy stuff when they went to hang him up. Between the two thieves, I think it was two people that had stolen stuff, and they crucified him and did all this stuff, hammered all these nails into his body and all this kind of stuff. So you got to think about that. Think about what this man went through, and he was divine. He was divine. He did all these things to help people, cured people, fed people, did all these things. And at the end of the day, look at how they did him. So why would any of us think that we're above that when that happened to Jesus Christ, or other, if you want to use other religions, other peoples, because a lot of the stories in the parables are similar, or similar to each other. Whoever it is that you look at, or whoever it is that you choose to go by, you believe, they went through all these things too. So why would you think that you would be above that, or your person would be above that? Because how do you think people, just because somebody's good and they have a good nature and they come here and they want to do right, it doesn't mean they don't get tested. It doesn't mean that, because I feel like those people get tested the most, because I feel like at times it's like, God may be trying to say, or the universe may be trying to say, or source, whatever you choose to call, the creator, could be saying, let me throw this at them. Let me throw that. Because remember the parable, what is it, about Job? All this stuff that happened to Job. Like, poor Job went through all these things. And so you get tested to see how strong you are, to see what you can put up with, to see, because look, we here to bring light and love to this world, and a lot of it comes through the relationship that you end up with your person. That's why a lot of it is different. Like, there may be an age gap between you and this person, and it may be a thing where it's a significant age gap. It may not be like 2 or 3 years. For some of you, it's like 17 years, 20 years, stuff like that. Things that are thought to be taboo, okay? Like forbidden love, like, or an older woman and a younger man, or, what I'm saying? Some kind of stuff that is considered, that is like frowned upon. You know how they talk about cougars and all this kind of stuff. You don't hear nobody saying that about no man. When a man is like 60 years old and his girlfriend is 20 years old. So that's what I'm saying. It's going to be things like that because you have come here to do certain things, to do certain missions. And I feel like all of that like calls attention to you and to your relationship so that it aids you in whatever it is that you're trying to do. Okay. That people are like, oh, look at this and that or whatever. And you're showing people that these things that are considered taboo and so on and so forth, at the end of the day, it's just love. It's just love. Who cares if there's 17 years between you and the person, as long as they're a fucking adult. And like, you know what I'm saying? Nobody is abusing anybody else. Hell, this love. I don't care who it is. Like, look, let's talk about this. Let's talk about Kehlani, the singer Kehlani, and her girlfriend, K1, right? I don't know if everybody's, thoughts and ideas about things and stuff like that, but I'm like, look at that situation. How do we know? How do we not know that these two women didn't come together in order to break certain stereotypes about certain things? Because look, this is 2025, okay? The gays and the, LGBTQ plus has been here. They always been here. They just are out where everybody can see it now. And I'm just like, come on, if these people are just loving people, they not hurting anybody. What does it matter? That's the way I look at it. I feel like we get so upset and pissed about stuff that don't make no fucking, it don't make no difference to, what's that, the price of tea in China? Because at the end of the day, if it's not, I look at it like this. If it's not me or whoever the person is that they're with, if it's not my person, okay, and it's not messing up my stuff, and I'm not doing nothing, they're not doing nothing to nobody, you love who the hell you want to love. You do whatever it is you want to love. But like I said, these people have all these followers, right? And all these people love them. And then the minute they do something that's considered taboo by whoever standard, all of a sudden it's like everybody want to go at them. So you got to think about that. You gonna live this life. You are in a situation that you signed up for here, Capricorn, where you're going to be put into situations where you're going to feel uncomfortable. Because if there's an age gap, and especially if you're a woman and you with a younger man, people going to be saying stuff. People going to be, hey, that's just life. So that's why I tell y'all self-love is so fucking important, because you have to be able to be mentally strong and capable to deal with the shit that people are going to throw at you. And the one beautiful thing about getting older, that's the one thing, this is one of the things I just love about being older. The older you get, the more you don't give a fuck about what nobody thinks. Okay? When you were young, you're like, oh, this person is, and they said this, and now I'm older, I'm like, whatever. You can think whatever the hell you want, because in my mind and in my life, I'm the best fucking thing since sliced bread, because I love the fuck out of me. So that's why I tell you, that is important, because when you do that, that's like your shield. It's like what covers you. It's like what makes you, and no matter how anybody acts, or no matter what you experience, at the end of the day, you could come home to yourself. You gonna have unconditional love with yourself. You always got one person in your corner, even if it's just you. And like I said, we all want the love out here, and I get it, because I'm like that too. We all want the love out here, but it starts with the love here first. Because I'm telling you, that loving yourself is fucking addictive. Because let me tell you this. I hear people, because sometimes I'll listen to people read about stuff, and then it's the same thing as it is in here. How the twin is always trying to jump up in the reading, right? So I hear there's a read the other day I was listening to, and the person was like, yeah, your person don't like, they was talking about, because it's like they'll talk about both people at the same time. And they was like, yeah, your person don't like that you they think you think too much of yourself, and they think you cocky and you arrogant. And you know what I do when I do that? When I hear that, I laugh. And then I go and I love on myself. It makes me want to love on myself even more, because I'm like, I'ma love the fuck out of me. You could call me arrogant, you could call me cocky, you call me. There is nothing wrong with self-love. Self-love is a beautiful fucking thing. Because if you don't think you're the greatest thing since sliced bread, how you gonna expect somebody else to think that about you? Okay? I talk to myself the way I want my man to talk to me, honey. Okay? I love on myself, like me to me, and then I love on myself as if my man was talking to me. Because I'm like bringing in, manifesting what the hell I want, the way I want to be treated. Okay? That's why I tell y'all, do your visualizations, right? Do your visualizations about how you want your life to be with your person, how you want them to cater to you, how you want them to treat you. Okay? The type of relationship that you want to have. And when you loving on yourself, you talk to yourself like you want your person to talk to you. Because like I told you, it starts with you. And if you're not doing it to you, how you expecting somebody else to do it to you? Okay? And then like I told you, when shit hits the fan, okay, or something doesn't go right, or people trying to say stuff to you, like we just talked about Kaylani and K1, you able to brush it off easier. I'm not saying it ain't gonna hurt. Like I said, I would never sit here and lie to you and tell you it ain't gonna hurt at all. It may bother you a little bit, but I'm telling you, it's on a completely different level than what it would be if you didn't love yourself at all. Because that's when people are able to get in to your mind and make you think shit that you don't want to think, or it's like how somebody will say something to you and you'll be like, it'll bother you because you'll be thinking maybe deep down inside, maybe that's what I believe, and maybe that's why it's bothering me like that or whatever. But like I said, that's why I say love on yourself. Because when you love on yourself, Capricorn, they can say whatever the fuck they want to say. Because like I said, it may bother you for a minute, but then you like, bitch, I love the fuck out of me. I'd be like, wait a minute, I forgot who the fuck I was. I don't, it doesn't matter to me what you think about me. What matters to me at the end of the day is what the fuck I think about myself. Because what the fuck I think about myself, that's what I go home to, is me. Okay, at the end of the day. Because right now, some of y'all are not with your person, right? And those of you that are with your person, you need to be loving the hell out of your fucking self. Because whatever it is you want to come out that other person's mouth, you need to be saying it to yourself too. Okay? And you need to continuously be saying it to yourself. That's the one thing a lot of the manifestation coaches talk about. Okay, the fact that your self-concept and how you love and how you treat yourself is so fucking important. Okay, and they talk about that all the time, and I'm like, what are they talking about? What are they talking about? What are they talking about? But I got sick of people not loving me the way I wanted to be loved. So I say, you know what? I'm not worrying about y'all out here no more. I be like, whatever it is that I want, I'm gonna start to give it to myself. That's why that's so important. That's why this point you're at in your life, this separation, that's why it's so important. Because when you love on yourself like that, when you think you're the greatest thing since sliced bread, the ops can't stand it. We talking about the twin. The ops can't stand it. The ops can't stand it, because I'm telling you, that's what the people be saying. Experience told me that before too, that my twin hate. Because when I walk around, I'm like, yes, I love me. And I'm not trying to like come off as like cocky and all this kind of, it's not that. It's just the fact that something is wrong with somebody who has a problem with the other person building themselves up and trying to be you. Because you know what it is? You know why they like that? It's because they know that when you do that, you putting yourself on a higher pedestal, on a higher level, and that they can't just come in any kind of way, because you know you fucking love. They know you fucking love yourself, and that in order to reach you, they gonna have to elevate themselves. And we're talking about lazy people who don't want to do that. Okay, they would rather see you down here. They would rather see you down here suffering with them rather than up, having a good time, enjoying your life, so on and so forth. But this soulmate that's coming in, this person is the opposite. Okay, they gonna be telling you the stuff that you telling yourself, elevating you on, wanting you to go higher. You, like I said, the two of you are gonna be amping each other up instead of trying to pull each other down. That crabs in a bucket, mentality. Okay. All right. So let's move on. So when it comes to the outcome, we have the King of Pentacles showing up here. This King of Pentacles, Earth sign, is someone with a lot of Earth in their chart towards Virgo, Capricorn. This is talking about this connection being long-term, grounded, stable, all of these things, okay? And I feel like the two of you, this is where the both of you are headed, okay? But like I said, good things take time, because look, we got Pentacles showing up here, right? We have a lot of Pentacles showing up because we had the Seven of Pentacles showing up here, right? We also had, let me see what else. I'm trying to see what the cards were. Did we have, that was the only one? Okay. Yeah, that was the only one. The King of Pentacles, and then we had, yeah, but the Pentacles, the reason why, that's what I'm saying about the Pentacles, is that the Pentacles are slow, but they're steady and they're stable and they stand the test of time. That is why you want to see this. We see the cups too. So we know that it's emotional love, okay? Because we had the Two of Cups here, strong connection, mutual attraction. But it's gonna be a relationship that has the potential to stand the test of time, and that's what you want. But the cost of that is things moving slowly, okay? That's the cost of it. Taking your time, because like I told this to Sagittarius tonight. I feel like, it's been a thing where, we get into something with somebody, we don't know them really well, we're not looking at the red flags, we're just looking at the attraction and just so happy to be with somebody, and then we're not conversating, we're not talking about the things we need to talk about, because this is about you learning how to set your boundaries. Because I'm telling Sagittarius this early, and I'm telling you the same thing. You got to come to the table and be like, hey, if I get into this connection with you, this is what I expect, this is what I would like to have happen, okay? And you need to be laying out what it is that you're wanting to happen in this connection, because a lot of us get into stuff with people and we don't even talk about that shit, and then we talking to our friends like, what? I thought it was gonna be this, I thought it was gonna be that, and it's because you have your expectations in your mind, your person has their expectations in their mind, and nobody's communicating. So this connection is a grown folks connection. That's what I was telling Sagittarius, is grown people. It's a grown people relationship where you're gonna come in. Like I said, I tell them, and I tell you the same thing. Make a list of your deal breakers. Make a list of the things that you're wanting to have in a relationship. You need to do this while you're in separation, okay? Or those of you who haven't done it and you're in the connection with the person, the first chance you get, you need to be looking at this. You need to be putting these things down, because the two of you going need to have a come to Jesus moment and talk to each other and compromise and think about what it is that you're wanting to have, right? And because this relationship is going to go slow. That's why Spirit is saying to go slow, get to know each other, take your time, because you're trying to build a solid foundation, okay? This is not about impulse and all the shit in the past and hitting it and quitting it, or friends with benefits and stuff. It's not that type of relationship. This is something, like I said, that will stand the test of time if both of you treat it right, okay? Okay, so let's clarify. So we've got the sadness and loss card here. I feel like this is representing the twin. This is what's going to happen, because they're going to come in when the two of you have decided to commit and to be in a relationship, a long-term committed relationship with each other. And they're going to come in, wanting to try to be with you again, right? Because you coming in loving yourself, and they ain't gonna like that, right? So we've got, because what they want to give you is thorns. It says painful love. That's what they want. They want it to be like this because they miserable, and you need to be miserable too, is what they're saying. Okay. Then we have, see, because it's coming up. These two cards fell together. I'm trying to read for the new person, and they just keep coming in. All right, because that's why I'm taking this to mean this person's going to be relentless about trying to bring you back, I guess, down to where they are. Because like I told you, they don't want to come up to where you were. Because if they wanted to do that, they would have done it. They've had plenty of time by now, right? Where you been? What you been doing, right? Doing the same old shit you've been doing, right? So this is about karma and lessons, okay? Learning from the things you've experienced and doing stuff differently. Like I said, if you want a different result, you got to do things differently. Okay. It's about you heading into a new direction is what Spirit is saying. Okay. All right. So we are going to get some messages from Spirit and see what they want to tell you. And then after that, I am going to get some messages from the new person. Because you know I don't entertain the BS from the twin anymore. Unless it's, unless it's something Spirit wants to tell you. Okay, so we've got patience. It's showing up again. Patience, look, patience here, patience here. And then remember, I tell you when Seven of Pentacles, that's what this card means to me. Patience, especially when I see the woman, the pregnant lady there. Okay. All right, so Spirit is telling you patience is key. It is important. Okay, because like I told you, for some of you, this person may not show up until spring. Okay, in the spring time frame, but this is giving you a chance to get yourself together. Spirit is telling you to trust. It's safe for you to trust this person. It's safe for you to trust Spirit and this situation. And then decision. It's time to make a decision about the relationship. And I feel like that's talking about when you and this person come together and that twin comes back, because it's part of your twin's karma to experience the same pain you experience. So when you tell them no, that you don't want to be with them, and you're choosing this person, or if for those of you who don't want to be in a relationship, you choosing yourself, that's going to be their karma. They're supposed to experience, what they're going to be experiencing here. Okay, the pain and the, all the strife and the stress they caused you, they're going to be getting it back. Okay. All right, here we go. Let's get some messages from your person. Okay. Okay, they say your new person says they wish they could share their good news with you. I feel like this is a person where when something good happens to them, you are the first person they want to tell. Okay. They daydream about a life with you. Okay. And then we've got, they can't get enough of you. Let me get some unsent letters and see what they want to tell you. Okay, we've got, I wonder if you think of me too. It says, when I see you looking at something a little longer than others, I wonder if you want it, if I should get it for you, if it will make you happy. So this is going to be somebody, like I said, their whole life purpose is going to be about making you happy, prioritizing you and prioritizing this relationship. And then there's the you are my everything card. You are my good vibes. You are the butterflies in my stomach. You're the person that when I think about you, I smile. You are the feeling of total happiness. You are the warm feeling of being loved. You are the sunshine that breaks through the clouds on a rainy day. You are the reason why my life feels complete. You are my everything. Okay. There's a song by Mary J. Blige that says the same thing. You're my everything. And you may want to look that up because the lyrics may be significant for you. Okay. All right. So now we're going to get, oh, here we go. I always carry you in my heart. I've realized that no other person can ever replace you. My love for you is the best part of life. Everybody's getting that one. Don't ever forget that I love you. Okay. All right. And let's get a romance angel oracle card before I let you go. Let's see the one last message from Spirit. Okay. Okay, it says retreat. This is like the separation card. It says it's time to disconnect from the world. Okay. So I feel like, like I said, this separation is very important because this is about Capricorn being the best Capricorn that Capricorn can be. Because as I tell you, your relationship is only going to be as strong as each individual member, okay, by themselves. And then we have release your ex. It says the time has come to clear your energy. So some of you have not completely released this twin, or whoever was the last person you were with, but most of you, if you're here on this channel, it's your twin that Spirit is talking about. So this person may still be in your energy. Some of you may still be sexually active with this person, because like I've told y'all, I've heard, that's what I've heard. I don't know, from experience. I've heard that once you do the deed with your person, that it's like a damn drug and you can't stop doing it. So, those of you where that's happening, hey, I get it. I get it. That's why I'm glad I never did it, because I don't want to be, connected to I don't want to be connected to my person like that. I don't want that. So, and I'm not, like I said, I'm not judging anybody, I'm not judging anybody, because like I said, when you go through certain things, nobody, like I say, nobody knows what they'll really do until they actually go through something. That's why I always say people can talk about stuff all day long. You can talk to people about stuff all day long, but they'll never truly understand it unless they've gone through it. And I feel like that's why spirit is sending you a soulmate who's been through the exact same shit you've been through, because this will be somebody who will understand everything you're talking about, and it won't be a thing. You know how some people are like, oh, they try to trivialize what you've been through and be like, oh, because like, remember we were just talking about the sexual, you sleep with the twin, right? If you slept with the twin, and like I said, good sex can be, intoxicating. It can be addictive, okay, for some people. And so somebody who don't understand that, or don't understand the twin flame dynamic or what's going on, may try to judge and be like, oh, how can you do that, and this and this and that and all this kind of stuff. And it's because they don't understand, because they haven't had to go through it. That's why I feel like spirit made, when I started to read cards professionally, spirit steered me towards the twin flame dynamic, because I've been through it and I understand what y'all are going through. So you will never get me here sitting here trying to judge you, because I know what it's like. I know what it's like to be trying to walk away from somebody who mistreats you like that, and to have a history of being mistreated in relationships. Okay. And that's why I'm saying that is the very reason why spirit is putting this type of person into your life, because the two of you it's a level playing field. The two of you completely understand each other, and it will never be a situation where one person is questioning the other, or they can't, what do they say? I can't identify. They can't identify with it because they didn't go through it. Okay. All right. So I hope this helped. Capricorn, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. If you'd like to book a personal reading, there's a link in the description box below. Please have a good day and a good rest of your week, and I will talk to you soon. Bye, Capricorn. Hi, Capricorn. Welcome back to Leigh's Intuitive Tarot. My name is Leigh, and today we're going to take a look at what is going on in your love life with your new person, with this soulmate. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. If you'd like to book a personal reading, there is a link in the description box below. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. Here like that. I need this to go further. Okay. Okay, here we go. So, overall energy for this week's reading for you is the Eight of Cups. So this is talking about you walking away from something. I feel like walking away from, what no longer serves you. Okay. You're leaving those cups behind and moving forward, looking for your Nine of Cups, which is your wish fulfillment. And that's what's going to take you to the Ten of Cups, which is your happiness. Okay. Family, all those things. Okay. Underneath this is the Eight of Pentacles. So this is talking about you putting in the work. You're willing to do the work that is necessary in order to bring about what it is you want when it comes to your love life. Then we have the Nine of Pentacles here. This is showing you, this is like my bachelor or bachelorette card. It's also about you standing in your power and knowing your worth, knowing what you deserve. So I feel like you walking away from this person, Capricorn, is what is solidifying, what you realize you deserve. You realize you were getting the short end of the stick, and, you're moving forward out of that, out of that energy into an energy where, you can take care of yourself. You know what you deserve, what type of treatment you want, and you're holding out for that. So we have the star card showing up next. This is Aquarius energy. You may have Aquarius placements, your person may have. This can talk about your wishes coming true. It can also speak of the healing that you're going through in order to prepare for this connection, okay? You got the truth coming. You have communication coming with this Ace of Swords. So this is talking about, you know, a fresh new start when it comes to your love life, okay? One where it's going to be more in the vein of what you want, okay? Rather than what you don't want, okay? Then we've got the Seven of Wands here. So this is about you protecting your energy and being very discerning about who you allow into it, okay? All right, so we're going to start by clarifying this Eight of Cups. You got somebody coming. I was about to call you Aquarius. You, like I said, somebody got Aquarius placement, so maybe your person, your new person might be Aquarius. But you got somebody coming that's going to be very devoted to you. Eight of Cups. Okay. Okay, so what's falling for you is the regret card and the dark night of the soul. So a lot of you may be regretting what happened with this twin, okay, in this last connection, but don't regret that, okay? It had to happen. You had to learn these lessons because this was about you figuring out what type of behavior and what type of treatment you deserve, because you don't deserve to have all these things that happen to you, but sometimes you got to have it shoved in your face for you to realize where you're going wrong, okay? So some of you may be going through the dark night of the soul. If you are, my heart goes out to you. This can talk about a spiritual depression. If those of you that don't know what it is, and it's like you, like with normal depression, how you, the things that normally bring you joy, don't know, you know, they stop doing that for a period of time while you go through your spiritual awakening. And once it's over, all of that will come back. But while you're going through it, it's not the most comfortable thing to go through. But this is good because once you come out of this dark night of the soul, it's going to put you on a better timeline for you to be able to, you know, experience what it is you want when it comes to relationships. Okay. All right. Let's get a message from your, let's clarify for your person. We're going to get some from your person's side. Person wants to have a family with you. I see the family life card there. Because like I said, you're not the only person walking away from somebody, okay? Your person has walked away from someone as well, okay? All right, so we've got destructive battles and interfering temptations showing up. So your person's been through it as well, okay? They've had, you know, been in relationships with people who were tempted to step out of the relationship. Like I've told a lot of the signs, I feel like your person has been cheated on, you know, at least once by, you know, other people they've been in relationships with. And so this person is all about loyalty and all about devotion because they were shown anything but that in their relationships in the past. Okay. All right, let's clarify. Ooh, it's hot. I'm hot. Yeah. So this is about the both of you rising from the ashes like a phoenix. Okay. About you renewing your life, you know, having growth, rising from the ashes of what happened in the past. Okay. All right. And that's Scorpio energy. So you may have Scorpio placements as well. All right, Capricorn. The card we have for you this week is the Ten of Pentacles. Okay. So this is where you are focusing, I feel like, on building your empire. This can also speak of, you know, like you trying to leave a legacy, you know, building, you know, wealth for your family and building, you know, building stability for your family, not just for yourself. Okay. Let's clarify. Hold on one second. Ten of Pentacles. Okay. So in order for you to move forward, Spirit is telling you everything's going to happen in divine timing. And this is also about you compromising, learning how to compromise with this new person that's coming in, because this new person is going to want to give you everything you want, but they're going to also want those same things in return. Okay. All right. Let's pull some more cards. Okay. I knew it. I knew they was gonna show up. It was just a matter of time. Okay, so button heads and arguing and scorned ex-lover. This could be what your person is coming out of, but I feel like this is the twin. This is the twin coming. You know, they feel scorned because they know you're moving on. This could be your person's person as well. They're wanting to fight and argue with their person to try to keep them stuck where they are, and you know, because they're scorned as well, because you know people don't like it when you can, you know, just cut them off and move on. But I feel like that's what you deserve because of the shit you've been through with this person. Okay, so you've got, yeah, see, the golden mirror, narcissist, love bombing, self-absorbed, one-sided. Okay, we're gonna throw that to the side. Let's move on. So when it comes to your person, they're showing up as the Six of Pentacles this week. So this is about them wanting to have equal give and take, equal love. They want to treat you as well as, you know, they want to be treated with the Six of Pentacles, because I feel like it's just you mirror each other. You've both been through situations where you've wanted so badly for somebody to see you, see your value, treat you properly, and you just haven't been getting that. Okay, because there are some things that have to be, you know, have to be looked at in your subconscious mind. That's when I'm patting back there, subconscious mind, subconscious mind, subconscious mind. So we got fairy tale love showing up, and the masculine evolving. So your masculine, your divine masculine, this soulmate, I'm not talking about the other person. This person wants to come in and they want to have a fairy tale love with you. They want the same thing you want, okay? And they are making the moves they need to make in order to show up like that, okay? All right. Six of Pentacles. Okay, you trying to close out. They're trying to close out cycles as well. For some of you, your person could be numbing, okay? They could be numbing because remember, we've had the addictions card show up for this person before. It doesn't necessarily mean that they have an addiction. It's just spirit trying to draw your attention to the fact that they, you know, they may, what they call it, teetotal, they may drink, they may, you know, do substances. Everybody's going to be different, okay? All right. Let me pull some other cards. Yeah, so you're both going to be receiving signs on how to navigate through this situation, okay? Yeah, and this is about both of you cutting out and you know, cutting out things that no longer serve you while you're in separation from each other, stopping certain patterns, okay? And you know, this silent treatment, I feel like that has to do with your exes, okay? You may be giving them the silent treatment. Okay, so when it comes to the energy between the both of you, we have the Seven of Swords. So this is talking about where y'all have been. Y'all have been in the situations where you've been deceived, where you've been cheated on, you've been backstabbed, you've been lied to, you know, left out in the cold, all these types of things from people who really didn't care for you the way you cared for them, okay? Seven of Swords. Okay. Okay, because of the lies and the deception you've been through, you may be showing up a bit fearful, but spirit is, you know, when this fear is just unhealed, it's just unhealed stuff. Once you start to heal it and you get through it, this will lessen. It will come down from where it is, okay? So we've got the communication card and vibrations as well. So spirit is telling you to keep your vibrations as high as possible, and one of the ways you do that is by healing any issues you have, okay? And this is also talking about, you know, you having communication coming in. For some of you, this is also talking about you learning how to communicate your needs to other people, setting your boundaries, okay? All right, because I've said this before. I don't know if I said this to y'all, but this is also about you letting this new person know what you expect in a relationship, okay? How you want this person to treat you, right? Because a lot of times we go into connections with people and we so excited to be in a connection with the person that we don't communicate our needs, our wants and our needs. And I feel like that's what spirit is telling you. When you're move slowly, let this person know what you're wanting, ask them what they want if they don't volunteer it, so that the two of you can be on the same page. You can know what they're expecting. They know what you expect, and you know if you're prepared to give that. Okay. All right. So when it comes to your person, this person is working on their self-insecurities, okay? Because like I said, their self-esteem was chipped at just like yours was, but they're coming in, you know, they have butterfly feelings when they're with you. Like I told you, they love you already. And I feel like you are the impetus, you're the inspiration for this person to work on themselves the way that they are, because they want to be ready. They want to be on the same level as you. They're ready to do anything that is necessary for this to work out. Okay. All right, let's clarify. So yeah, see, passion, baby. Woo, passion. That's why I'm hot. It's been hot this whole read. I'm hot. So it's talking about insane chemistry, and I got the air on. You know, I had to cut the air on, but I got it on, and I'm still hot. So it's saying insane chemistry, sparks, and having fun, equal interest, burning desire. So like I told y'all, like I said, Spirit wants you to go slow, and I recommend that you go slow too. But you know, in this instance, because those of you that feel your person, you can feel this stuff I'm telling you, okay? Because I can feel it. And I sit and I tell myself, I'm like, ooh, I don't know. I don't know about how slow you're going to be able to go, because you feel like you want to tear this person's clothes off, and you can feel it from them that they want to do the same thing to you. So I don't know. I guess it's just going to have to be, I don't know, a battle of willpower or something like that to try not to do it. But I mean, you gotta do. We adults. You gotta do what you gotta do. You know the person loves you. You're gonna see if you don't realize it by now. If you haven't realized it by now, or you haven't felt it by now, you're gonna see. And I feel like once you become relaxed, then you'll be able to make a decision one way or the other. It's whatever. Like I said, you're adults. You got to do what you think is best, okay? You have free will at the end of the day, always. Okay, so when it comes to what is in your power to change, we have the Justice card. This is Libra energy, whether or not you get your justice. And what Spirit is talking about with this is the fact that this twin is going to come back. We got to talk about this because it has to do with the card. They're going to come back. They're going to be trying to tell you they changed. They're not the same person. They done let go of whoever the hell they was out in the streets with. All this kind of shit. And then you're going to have to make a decision. And 9 times out of 10, this person's going to show up when you're already in something with this new person. Because like I said, they feel you moving on and it's freaking them out. They don't know what to do. That's why they keep showing up in the cards. Because like I said, I have certain signs that I've read for. I have like a stack of cards like this from the person trying to break through to give messages and say things because they feel all of y'all walking away. And then because look at the card that's on the top of your read. You walking away. You like, fuck this shit. I'm done. I'm done with the empty cups or the half cups or the you want to give me nothing today and then maybe 5% tomorrow. You want all this kind of stuff, right? So with this Justice card, Spirit is saying you have a choice, because your karma is going to be based on who you choose. And what I mean by that is if you choose to go with the new person, okay, or you choose yourself, that, you know, you will have good karma for doing that. You're going to have the best, let me say this, you're going to have the best karma if you choose the other person, the soulmate, okay? If you choose yourself, I'm not saying you're not gonna have good karma. I'm not saying that. You will have good karma, but the reward is supposed to be this person, okay? But you have a choice. Like I said, at the end of the day, you do whatever you feel is right, okay? If you feel like your soul or your intuition or your guides are telling you to choose yourself, then you do that, okay? But if you choose the twin, okay, because there's some people that are trickling in that's still going through the twin thing. That's why I tell y'all these reads are timeless, because everybody's going to be at a different point. Because I get people in the comments, like I'll give you this read here. Some people will say, yeah, that happened to me 2 years ago. Some people will say, oh, I'm going through that right now. And then you'll have people that are saying, oh, you know, I just got out of that, or I'm headed towards that. Okay. So if you decide to go back to the twin, which I feel like a lot of you are not doing, you're going to be, you know, you're going to have to go through the same thing again. It's the same cycles, okay? The same cycles of abuse and all this type of stuff, because this person hasn't changed. And we know this, right? But I have to put this out here for the people that don't understand what's happening, because some people are showing up to the party, you know, a little later from us having moved forward, and they don't understand what's going on. They think when we're talking about the new person, they think we talking about the twin when we actually talking about the soulmate. Okay. All right, let's clarify. Justice. Okay, so you are mirroring each other. You and this soulmate are mirroring each other, and this is about both of you releasing the things again that no longer serve you to prepare for this new connection. Okay, what happened between you and whoever, Joe Schmo, or I don't know, Gina Schmo, or whatever for the guys, they are that's in the past. So we gotta leave that in the past and know, yes, you got hurt. No, yes, it sucked. No, you didn't deserve it. But it's time to move on. It's time to move on and leave that in the past and know you got hurt. But just take your time when you walk into new connections. Okay. All right. So hold on. I got to cover this up. So this is your twin. See, I must have talked them up. I talked them up. Just looking for a good time. And then we've got gradually working on bettering this connection. Let me clarify this. Can you clarify this, please, Spirit? Okay, yeah. Okay, so this is from your soulmate. Okay, they're bettering themselves so that they can better this connection, because with the Two of Cups, strong connection, mutual attraction between the two of you is where the two of you are headed. Okay, all right. Let me get one more. Justice. Yeah, this is about both of you, letting go of this narrative that you're not enough, because you are enough. You've just been exposed to people who, for whatever their shortcomings are, they couldn't see it. Okay. But this is about you learning to believe and to understand that you are enough so that you can attract what it is that you want. So some of these people that you've been exposed to, Capricorn, have led you to believe by their actions and the way that they move, that you are not enough. And a lot of times when people, treat us like this, before we understand how the mind works, we have these limiting beliefs and thinking that we're not enough. But this is something that you need to work on a regular basis, because the way you want this new person to love you is going to be a direct reflection of how you love yourself, the relationship you have with yourself. So I always tell y'all about self-love. It's something I do every day. If I don't do nothing else, I meditate and I do self-love every day. So even people that the manifestation teachers, even they talk about it, that in order to sustain manifestations that they're trying to bring in, you have to maintain your self-love, because that's the foundation for all of it. Okay. All right, here we go. So next card is what is not in your power to change. 9 of Cups. So Spirit is saying you're going to get this wish, this new person coming into your life, this soulmate, whether you want it or not, they're coming in. Okay. So the choice, you're going to have to make the choice. And I feel like the reason why Spirit is doing this is because some of y'all have been hurt so badly until you're not wanting to try again. And I feel like Spirit just wants to expose you to somebody and let you make your decision from there. It's all about like the exposure, not you just making a decision and you haven't even laid eyes on the person or dealt with the person or whatever. So like I said, at the end of the day, it's your choice whether or not you want to be with this person. But I feel like Spirit is like, look, this is your reward. Give this person a chance, because look, you gave this fucker a chance. Why you can't give the new person a chance? That's the way I'm saying. Because I'm like, if you're going to give anybody a chance and let anybody in, it needs to be this new person. That's what I'm saying. But like I said, it's your choice. It is your choice at the end of the day. Okay, 9 of Cups. Because this person is going to show up just the way you want them to show up. But you gotta open up and let them in. So we have the Destruction card. This is like the Tower. And then look, the Observer. So you being watched. I feel like you're being watched by both. I feel like you're being watched by the soulmate and you being watched by this other person. Okay. And then this is like a Tower moment happening in your life. And I feel like that's going to happen when this new person shows up. Okay. Okay. So we have, see, ooh, buddy. Okay. We got this love offer coming in. All right. So this person, like I told you, this person means business. They not messing around. Okay. But we also got this the drunken love card coming up, okay? Because like I told you, this person, you know, they got their issues just like everybody else, and I feel like they are doing what they can to get this under control, okay? It says abusive on here. This person is not abusive. I feel like this is the card. This is the only card that has to do with drinking, and that's why it's coming in. I really, honestly, I feel like it's just, you know, the drunken thing, okay? All right. And not saying that they're drunk, okay? I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that some of these cards, they're, you know, they're made where they can cover any type of situation. But this, you know, there's levels to everything. Let me just say it like that. Levels to everything. Like I said, just give a person a chance, see what happens. If you don't like the way things going, you don't like the way they act, then you can just be done with it, okay? So look, there's the runner. That's your twin. Okay, we're gonna let that one go. Let's go. You're out of these cards. Okay, there you go. Soulmates. So this is about a soul connection, a partnership, a soul contract, a life partner. And really, honestly, this could have to do with your twin, because we know for a lot of you, your twin likes to drink it and drug it up. Okay, so I'm gonna put it over here and say it's them. Okay, so because it fell out. It fell out with this card. It fell out with this card when this card came. So I'm going to say it was the twin. All right. Okay, when it comes to what action is in your highest interest, we have the world. This is spirit telling you, close out old cycles, you know, so you can overcome personal challenges, open up new doors and opportunities for yourself, a new opportunity to have the type of relationship you've always wanted to have. Like I said, it just would be sad, Capricorn, for you to give up on this. Just give it a chance first. And then if it sucks, then let it go. You've lost nothing if you do that. If you go slow and you feel trepidation, or you feel like, you know, you don't want to go any further, then stop. But at least see what it is first before you shut it down. That's all I'm saying, okay? But like I said, it's your choice. Okay, so to clarify, Spirit is telling you, you know, it's time to bring a conclusion to a lot of these things you've been dragging around all your life. Look, remember I told you devotion card? You got somebody coming in very devoted. And then we have the surrender card. Spirit is telling you to surrender and realize that, you know, this is out of your hands. This is playing out whether you want it to or not. Like I said, the choice is yours, though, whether you choose to stay with this person or not. Okay? All right, let's clarify. Okay. See, there they go. Lying, always, what it says, always sneaks around lying about things. You know who that is. So this new person, your soulmate, is cutting off all the old riffraff, okay? They're admiring your beauty or your handsomeness. Make it fit, guys. And it, you know, they're talking about, they're all about you. They ain't worrying about nobody else. They cutting off everybody else. This person has a lot of options, and I feel like you have a lot of options as well. I'm not saying that you don't, but I'm trying to tell you, this person is a quality person. Not saying that you're not. I'm just telling you about this person versus, you know, this other thing that we had going on over here. But they're all about you. They want to be with you. They're not trying to hear nobody else. They feel like they have found their one. Okay? All right. Okay, then we got coffee cup. It says meeting and talking, savoring the moment, feeling elevated, building a friendship. So like I said, and then you got to look at it like this too. If you're not sure, if you're wanting to be by yourself, just be friends with the person. Be friends with them and see what happens. Okay? Just, you can do that, right? What's wrong with being somebody's friend? We can all have we can all be in for a good friend. Cause I know a lot of y'all done have fucked up friendships too. Cause this shit that go down, it's not just about the romantic relationships. It's about all your fucking relationships where people want to use you and abuse you and do all kind of crazy things. Okay? All right. Okay, so now we're gonna get some messages from Spirit, then we get some messages from this new person. Okay? Nothing from the old person. If it shows up, I'm throwing it to the side like I always do. Okay, so we've got reconstruction. It says there is breaking down, reorganizing, and mending required to rebuild this foundation. So that's what's happening now. Both of you are going through this reconstruction, okay? Then we have obsession. Unhealthy obsessive thoughts are taking up space in the, okay, that's, you know who that is. Blindfold. There is vital hidden information hidden. You know who that is. Okay, let's move on. Let me get some more. Okay, so we got guarded. Someone is being cautious and wearing a protective barrier. Okay, I feel like this is you, you know, and you got every right to, because you've been through a lot of fucking shit, but just don't take it to the extreme. Don't take it to the extreme, okay? You went through a bad situation with this other person. I get it, because I went through one too. But I'm on the other side of it, and I'm here to tell y'all, those are you that may still be going through it, you feel completely different once you've done your healing and done what you need to do. And you don't feel, if whereas I didn't feel like I could be with somebody new after I just gotten out of something with the twin. Now I'm raring to go. I'm like, let's go. Okay. So don't think that you always going to feel that way. It's because you have to heal. You have to heal that stuff. Okay. So we've got romantic proposal. It says a lover will make a heartfelt love offer to express their feelings and desires for you. Okay. And then here's addiction. Addictive behaviors are impacting this partnership. So whatever it is, I told you, it could be anything. It could be the damn gym. It could be alcohol. It could be some type of drug. It could be anything. Okay. But like I said, let's see what it is first, and then deal with it. Cause it might not even be that bad, because there's no card for, has these amount of drinks a week, or this isn't, we don't have cards for this type of thing. So, and like I told you, you have to trust spirit, because spirit is not going to give you no garbage after what you went through with this person. They're not going to do that. But you got to, like I said, you also have to be discerning and check out everything and see what the hell is going on. Okay. All right, here we go. I'm going to get some messages from your person. Okay. So we've got my world. It says, you mean the world to me. Everything revolves around you. I keep you in mind when I'm making decisions, and I include you in all of my plans. Okay. So this person is planning their future with you in mind. It says, every action, every dream. I love doing life with you. You mean so much to me. Without you, I feel like nothing. Okay. Then we have open. It says opening up. See what spirit is telling you. It says, I'm getting ready to say what's in my heart. I know that this is love. It's true, unconditional, and everlasting, and an everlasting kind of love. I want you to know that I'm trying to open up, but it's so hard for me to put my feelings for you into words, but I know I have to do this, and that you need to hear them. Okay. All right. And then look, let go of fear. Spirit is saying you are safe with this person. Okay. And it says, I have no fear of making mistakes. Nothing you do or say will ever make me stop loving you. There are no mistakes on this journey, only soul lessons. Everything happens for a reason. It's safe to be vulnerable with me. Okay. So this person is going to provide a safe space for you to be. Let me get some more messages. Okay, so we have, when I'm truly ready, I will come to you. Okay. Then we have, I secretly watch you. That we have that observer card show up. It says, you are my heart's desire. You and your love are worth it. No one else could hold a candle to you. I often imagine what it will be like whenever you and I come together. Like I told you, this person, they fantasize about the two of you being together, what your life is going to be like, all of these things. Okay. So before you go, we're going to get some Black Hollywood romance oracle cards and see what else spirit wants to tell you. Okay. One just flipped over. It says, listen and reflect. It says, sometimes what a person needs is not a wise mind that speaks, but a patient heart that listens. Okay. All right. Hold on. Okay, so we have butterflies. It says, enjoy the overwhelming excitement and bliss of new or old love. Look at this. The mirroring. Hold on. Where did it go? Yeah, there it is. Butterflies, butterfly feelings when I'm with you. Okay. So like I said, the two of you mirror a lot. And then vivid dreams. Pay attention to your dreams. As the connection deepens, your dreams become more pronounced and full of answers. Okay. Okay, that's it. Okay. All right, Capricorn, I hope this helped. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. If you'd like to book a personal reading, there's a link in the description box below. Please have a good day and a good rest of your week, and I will talk to you soon. Bye, Capricorn. Hi, Capricorn. Welcome back to Leigh's Intuitive Tarot. My name is Leigh, and today we are going to delve deeper into your relationship with your soulmate, with this new love, by looking at both of your perspectives on the relationship. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. If you'd like to book a personal reading, there's a link in the description box below. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. All right, here we go. Okay, here we go, Capricorn. Overall energy for this week's reading is the Seven of Shields, which is normally the Seven of Pentacles. So this is talking about, patience, reaping what you've sown, okay? You've planted the seeds by praying and manifesting and healing and working on yourself to bring about this relationship you want. And now it's starting to appear, because normally on this card, there's one person planting, seeds. And in this one, there are two people. So I feel like this is talking about you and the soulmate coming together. Okay. Underneath this is the Ten of Cauldrons, which is normally the Ten of Cups. And it is talking about, you and this person building a family together. Okay. Underneath that is the Parish card. This is Scorpio energy. It can talk about, hold on, transformation. Okay. The transformation that's occurring between the two of you, occurring for the two of you to come together and have this relationship, the transformation in the way you've dealt, the way you've experienced relationships. Let me say it like that. Okay. Then underneath this is the Four of Shields, which is normally the Four of Pentacles. And I feel like this is talking about, you holding on, like experiencing things differently, experiencing this relationship differently, and realizing that it doesn't have to be like this. There doesn't have to be, jealousy and all kinds of negative things, that it can be a relationship that you hold on to that is very positive. Okay. All right. And then with the Justice card, Libra energy, this is talking about, karmic justice, about you getting what it is you deserve in relationships and your person as well. So we're going to start, Capricorn, by clarifying the Seven of Shields. Okay, so we have the Pause card and Destruction. So the Destruction card is the Tower, basically. And Spirit is saying that, everything is on a temporary halt because you are tearing down your old foundations in the way that you think about relationships, and you're rebuilding them, okay? Let me get a card for your person. Give me 1 second. Okay, when it comes to your person, we have show compassion and passionate relationship, passionate romance. So this person, is going to come in showing compassion. I feel like for you and your situation, they're going to want it in return. And it's also talking about this connection being a very passionate romance. So, you're going to both take care of each other in two different ways. Get your mind out the gutter. Okay. So when it comes to the first placement, we're looking at how you both represent yourselves. Okay. So we've got you showing up as the King of Swords, air sign or someone with a lot of air in their chart, Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. And then we have the Five of Wands reversed. So you're coming into this being open and honest. Okay. I feel like you're being more logical about this situation, Capricorn, because maybe in the past, what I'm hearing is that in the past, the love may have blinded you when it comes to relationships, and you may not have looked at the people for who they truly were. Okay. Then with the Five of Wands reversed, this is about you, going into it with no competition, no inner and outer conflict. You're ready to put the conflict to the side because I feel like you've experienced a lot of it in the past in your relationships. Okay. All right, let's clarify. King of Swords and the Five of Wands, please. Reversed. Is that card spirit? Ooh. Okay, hold on. Is it this one too? Okay, hold on. Give me a second. Okay. So this is about your self-worth and how you see yourself, okay? Spirit is telling you, you got to get out of this victim energy. Stop looking at yourself as the victim, Capricorn, okay? You went through stuff. I'm not saying that you weren't in this situation, that you were not victimized by this twin. And for a lot of you, you may have been in the past relationships, but you have to stop identifying like this. Stop telling this story and start to tell a different one. Is what Spirit is trying to tell you, okay? That's what this separation is about. The separation is time between the twin, you leaving the twin, and you moving on to this new person. This separation has a purpose. It's about you letting go of the deception, being totally honest about yourself. That's why these two cards are coming up together here. The victim card and the deception card, because deception is not always about what other people are just, about the ways in which other people are deceiving you. It's also about how you deceive yourself. And this is a deception. You are not a victim, okay? You pick yourself up, you dust yourself off, and you move the hell on because you got somebody amazing coming into your life and you want to be prepared for them, okay? All right. So when it comes to your person and how they represent themselves, they're representing themselves as the Two of Cups. So they're coming in wanting to give you this cup. Like I said, loving you, wanting to date you with intention. This is talking about a strong connection and a mutual attraction between the two of you. Okay. Let's clarify. Yeah. So we've got, this person holding on to you. All right, energetically, because they're about to come in and they're healing their heart while they're doing that. All right. So like I told you, a lot of you can feel this person already in your energy. All right, because they're about to show up. So when it comes to how you see each other, when it comes to how you see your person, they're showing up as the 10 of Pentacles or the 10 of Shields in this deck. So you see this person as a lifetime partner. Okay, the two of you building, love, legacy, family, the whole 9 yards, businesses together. All right, let's clarify. Okay, yeah. So both of you are ascending and you're going to step into this relationship in the spirit of compromise, wanting to work together. That's what you're wanting. So when it comes to your person and how they see you, we've got the Father card here, which is the Emperor, Aries energy, and the Page of Wands. Fire sign is someone with a lot of fire in the chart, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. So they see you as, standing in your power, knowing your worth. And this is also talking about, you being father or mother energy. Okay. Being someone with whom they would want to have a family. And then with the Page of Wands, this is talking about you being curious and excited and passionate about this connection. All right. Let's clarify. Okay, so we have the confusion card. Okay, so I feel like your person is clearing up any type of confusion. Okay, this could also be them wanting to come into this connection with clarity. Okay, because they have a lot of hopes and wishes about this connection working out. So when it comes to how the both of you feel about the relationship, we've got you showing up as the Two of Swords. So this can talk about you being like, oh gosh, what is the word? Like you being on the fence about it, all right? Because you've been hurt a lot, and I get it. It's understandable. But this is also about having your head stuck in the sand. Spirit is telling you, you either gonna have to shit or get off the pot. You either gonna have to decide, and give this person a chance, or choose yourself, or whoever else I guess you're wanting to choose, and move forward. But I'm telling you, the person that's gonna give you the type of love that you've always been wanting is the soulmate. Okay, let's clarify. So we've got barrier and understanding. So, you doing this healing and taking this time to look at yourself and look at the past and look at your life is what is going to tear down these barriers and, give you a sense of understanding about what happened in the past so you can move forward. Okay. All right. So when it comes to your person and how they feel about the relationship, we've got the Merlin card here. This is the Hermit. Okay. So it's Virgo energy. This is your person, what they're doing. They're saying that this connection between the both of you, you're going to come together and be able to heal each other, help each other to heal through the tough times that you've been through when it comes to your relationships and other things as well. It's not going to just be, about romantic relationships. Okay. Yeah. This is about you healing the hurt that you both experienced together. And Spirit is saying that, the universe has a plan on how this is going to work out and how it's going to work, period. So when it comes to what you both want from the relationship, for you, we have the Magician showing up. Okay. So you are manifesting what it is you want, I feel like. And Spirit is saying you have all the skills, tools, and abilities in order to manifest what you desire. And these red roses here, that's just telling me you want love. That's what, because for me, red roses, that's what that is symbolizing. Okay. Let's clarify. Yeah. See, you're ready for this person to return. And we're saying returning because this person, you've known this person from a past life. I'm telling the new people this that don't get it because they think I'm talking about somebody from this lifetime. Okay. And then we've got the soulmate showing up here. This is what you're wanting. You wanting this person to come in and give you this commitment that you've always been craving. Okay. When it comes to your person and what they want from the relationship, we've got the 9 of Wands showing up here. This is the wounded warrior. This is Spirit saying that your person is wanting to get out of this energy. They're tired of being wounded. They're tired of being mistreated. They're tired of being taken advantage of. Okay. They want to completely get out of this energy with the 9 of Wands. Okay. Let's clarify. They want to be with you, be with someone with whom that's not going to happen, so they don't have to keep trying to heal themselves from shit that other people have, has done. Okay, so we've got navigate carefully. So that's what I feel like this person is going to be doing to avoid this. And then, this is also about a lot of illumination. And I feel like this is you and this person talking to each other and learning a lot about each other. Like I said, when the two of you talk to each other about what you've gone through, it's going to be very enlightening on both sides. Okay. So when it comes to how you both see a possible future together, we've got the 8 of Swords showing up here. So this is talking about a self-imposed limitation. You got some limiting beliefs, Capricorn, that you got to work through. That's what Spirit is telling me with this 8 of Swords here. Let's clarify. I know you're wanting a connection where you're not feeling stuck, but you are the person that is keeping yourself in this energy. If you feel stuck, it's the stuff you're telling yourself. So you got to tell yourself something different. You got to tell a different story. Okay. Go through this awakening. Then look, we got the third party card here. You may be feeling some kind of way because you've been cheated on in the past with third party. And that might be one of the things that's going through your mind. But everybody's not a cheater. I don't care if every person you've dated in the past has been a cheater. Everybody in this lifetime is not a cheater. And if you don't start telling yourself that fucking story, what I just said, that everybody's not a cheater, you got to clean this shit out of your mind. Because if you don't get it out, you're going to perpetuate it. You're going to have it show up again. Because like I said, this person is coming in the right way. But if you can't get a hold of your shit, you can't get a hold of your shit and work on it and get yourself to a point to where you can, calm down and relax and experience this relationship in the proper manner, it's going to come up. That's what I'm telling you. That's what I'm telling you. So that is why we keep talking about healing. Okay. It is very important. It is not something to overlook. It's not something for you to be like, oh, well, you know, when I get to it or whatever. Because I'm telling you, I'm telling you. So like I say, don't come to me in the comments, because I told you many times what you need to do. So when it comes to your person and how they see a possible future together, it's showing up as the sun. This is the strongest card in the deck. It's Leo energy. This is about, you know, two soulmates coming together, being happy. It can also talk about children, having a family, okay? Which I feel like is, you know, on the agenda for many of you, okay? Maybe not everybody. If it's not children, it can be talking about like the two of you birthing something together, okay? Like a business or something. Okay, so we're clarifying. Okay, so there's going to be a lot of growth and expansion in this connection, which I feel like is cool, because it's like the sun, right? And then we've got the flowers on this card. So I feel like the sun is going to shine on this connection and contribute to a lot of growth. A lot of things that may have been in the dark are going to come to light. Okay, this can talk about, you know, your person and you embracing change. And then there's the message. You're going to be receiving a message, some of you, from your person when the time is right. Okay. All right. So let's get some messages from Spirit. Let's see what they want to tell you. What else they want to tell you about the connection. Okay. Okay. There's the transformation card coming out again. This is like the parish card we just talked about. And they're saying a significant life experience that requires changes to be made. Powerful and often unexpected revelations, breaking free of procrastination, releasing old belief systems. So Spirit is telling you transformation is what's going to bring your person in. All right. You have to align with what you want, Capricorn. You can't just sit here and say, this is what I want, it's what I want, it's what I want. That's why people don't understand why they try to manifest things and it don't come through. It don't, you know, they feel like it's not working. It is working. It's just manifesting what the hell you been. So if you can say all day long the type of person you want to have, but if you don't do anything to identify and identify as the person who can receive that, you're going to be forever talking about you want this person to be this and be this and be that. You have to change yourself. It's not about the other person. It's about you. Okay. All right. So let's get some messages. Okay. So we have, I think about you all the time. My mind and my heart always belong to you. You are my destiny. And then your messages mean more to me than you'll ever know. They're talking about like the telepathic messages. Okay. Okay, we've got you speak to me through music. I watch your social media. I'm starting to understand our connection. They admire you. Okay, and then we have blessed. Okay, look, the woman is pregnant on here, or so either you gonna shoot up the club, guys, or you gonna get your club shot up, women. So it's talking about, I am blessed beyond measure to share such a powerful divine love with you. I'm so grateful for you and give thanks to the divine creator. Embrace your beautiful divinity. You are a precious gift in my life. So this person sees you as nothing but a gift and a blessing. Okay. All right. Let's get some Romance Angel Oracle cards and see what else Spirit wants to tell you about the reading. Okay. So we have heart-to-heart conversations. Honestly discuss your feelings with each other. Okay. So this is about, you know, if you feel a certain way, tell the person how you feel. If you like them, tell them you like them. If you love them, tell them you love them. If you want to be with them, tell them how you feel. Because this is supposed to be new territory, a new foundation where you're coming in being honest and they're being the same way. Then we have finances and career. It says financial issues are a factor in your love life right now. So somebody got to get their money together. Okay. So, you know, it's not just the healing, you know, it's finances for some of you, you know, for others of you, it could be the person, because your person is showing up as needing to heal their heart. There are a lot of different moving parts in this connection that you have to remember. Okay. All right, Capricorn, I hope this helped. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. If you'd like to book a personal reading, there is a link in the description box below. Please have a good day and a good rest of your week, and I will talk to you soon. Bye, Capricorn. Hi, Capricorn. Welcome back to Leigh's Intuitive Tarot. My name is Leigh, and today we're going to delve further into the relationship with this new soulmate that you have coming with by looking at another spread, okay? Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. If you'd like to book a personal reading, there is a link in the description box below. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. Hold on. Okay, here we go. Capricorn. Overall energy for this week's reading is the Nine of Pentacles card. This is my Bachelor or Bachelorette card. It is also talking about, independence, like you standing in your power, just basically creating monetary stability for yourself. Okay. All right. Underneath this is the Eight of Swords. Okay. So it can talk about being stuck in your head. It's a self-imposed prison. You're doing it to yourself. You have to monitor the things that you're thinking and start to think in a way that, you would rather, what you would rather live. So if you want a better love relationship, you got to start to tell yourself what you're wanting to experience rather than the old stories. Okay. Underneath this is the Four of Swords. This can talk about, needing to rest. It can also be like the mini hermit card, like you taking stock of what has happened in the past so that you can take the lesson and, cast everything else aside and move forward. Then we have the Devil card showing up here. This is Capricorn energy, your energy. It can speak of obsession. It can also talk about codependency. It can also talk about, you just having you and this new person being in a passionate relationship with each other. Okay. And then we've got the Ace of Cups showing up here. So this is talking about a brand new romance, a rekindled romance for those of you who, if you're wanting to entertain the twin or somebody from the past, this can, that's what this can talk about. But the rekindling can also speak of the fact that this soulmate is a past life connection. Okay. All right. And then with the Hierophant, Taurus energy, this is talking about a higher level of commitment, like marriage or, just being in a deeply committed relationship. Okay. It is your wish fulfillment. It is what you've been wishing for with the Star Aquarius energy. All right. So we're going to start by clarifying this Nine of Pentacles. Okay, so for you, this is about compromise, about you learning how to compromise, how to be a team with a team with your person. Okay, then we've got the playing games card. This is like the Five of Swords for me. It says they've got game, but is it real? Keep your eyes open and don't fall for surface level charm. So what Spirit is telling you is that you've already had a preview of what people can do with this twin, right? So you may have other people coming towards you besides this soulmate. Okay, I need to put this out here because there are people that have been going out here and the first person they see, they're getting into something with them or entertaining them and then getting upset and assuming that, they're being told lies here because, they're entertaining somebody that they chose. Okay. But this person, that's coming in, you're going to know that it's them. Okay. Your intuition is going to tell you, spirit is going to make sure that they let you know, because everybody in the comments, if you go in the comments, the people who have met their person, they knew who it was. Okay. It wasn't a situation to where they were, fooled by anybody or anything like that. So you have to be discerning. You can't just listen to what's, a tarot card reading and then go out and think that the very first person that shows up in your life is that's just going to be them, because you don't know. Spirit could be trying to test you. They could be sending you people. They could even use your soulmate. I tell y'all this all the time. They could even use your soulmate to test you to see if you've learned certain things, if you're going to take bullshit off of anybody. So you got to think about that. Okay. All right. So when it comes to your person, there's a lot of karma they're dealing with and a lot of lessons that they're learning. And then look, we got the lusting card. This is about them lusting after you. Forbidden. It says, sexual energy. Okay. This person has a lot of, it's not just lust. They love you as well. Okay. All right. So this first card here, the first placement is talking about this person's, hold on. It's talking about this person's love for you. I mean, excuse me, your love for this person. I'm sorry. We've got the Page of Pentacles showing up. This actually fell out of the deck when I was shuffling it before I turned on the camera. So the Page of Pentacles is an earth sign or someone with a lot of earth in their chart, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. This is talking about a love offer. All right. And it's for something long-term, stable, and committed. So you want this person to come into your life and commit to you. Okay. Let's clarify. Yeah. See, some of you are wanting to start a family with this person or to blend families together if you already have a family. Then we've got platonic passion. It says you didn't see it coming, but your heart is waking up to something deeper. The line between friend and lover is starting to get blurry. Somebody's name could be Flynn, because that's what I just said. Instead of friend, I said Flynn. Okay, so you and this person, I feel like, are going to start off as friends, and then it's going to slowly evolve into something deeper. Okay. All right. So when we have the card for your person, this is how your person, their love for you is being represented. We've got the Queen of Swords showing up here. This is an air sign or someone with a lot of air in their chart, Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. This is someone who's been through it. Okay. They've been through a lot. They may be divorced. They could be widowed. They have gone through a lot of stuff. And because of that, some of those feelings and the pain and the hurt that they've gone through may be a bit suppressed. Okay. They may be suppressing it, but I feel like they're digging it out. They're trying to get rid of what they can. And the sword is down. So I feel like that is talking about them realizing that they're about to step into another connection and that they can't come in this energy. So I feel like they're doing what they can to get out of it. Okay. All right. Let's clarify. Yeah. See, they have inner childhood wounding that they're working on. Okay. And then we've got the fantasy card. This person fantasizes about you all the time. You see, it says daydreaming, imagining. Yeah. Fantasizing. They're fantasizing about you on a regular basis. Okay. The next placement we're going to look at represents how your past will affect this relationship. Okay. So we got 3 cards that fell. We have the Ace of Wands. Okay. The Knight of Pentacles, earth sign or someone with a lot of earth in their chart, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, and the 9 of Wands. So you've been hurt a lot in the past. So has your person, but this is talking about you. Okay. So Spirit is telling you to keep going, keep moving through this 9 of Wands, because you're almost at the 10, and the 10 is completion. Okay. Then we've got the Ace of Wands and the Knight of Pentacles showing up. So you are slowly moving towards this person, okay, for a long-term, stable, and committed relationship. Like I said, it's going to be a very passionate relationship because we've got the Ace of Wands here. There's a new spark. I feel like, all of this hurt, the time period or the time frame that you've gone through, all this hurt is passing, and this is what you're moving towards, okay? All right, let's clarify. Okay, so we've got the holding you back card. It says you're dimming your light to keep the peace. Love should never require self-abandonment. I feel like that's what you've done in the past. You abandon yourself to try and be in connections with other people, I don't think you realized that that's what you were doing, but this is how it was playing out. And I feel like, you are realizing that now, and you're no longer abandoning yourself. Okay. Then we have no strings attached. It says it starts with no strings, but even the most casual ties can tangle fast when the boundaries get blurred. Okay. You might have tattoos. Your person could have tattoos, because a lot of these dudes in these cards have tattoos. So your person could be tatted up. Okay. Then we have the action card showing up here. So I feel like this is Spirit just saying, take action to move through the things you need to move through. Okay. This is about your preparation. All right. And I feel like at times it can be daunting. It can be overwhelming. Okay. You may not want to do it, but like I said, you are coming into, a point in your life where you're about to hit the jackpot, where anything you ask for, you can have it. You may not be able to say when it shows up, but you can get whatever it is you want as a reward from you walking away from this other person. So, you know, just be clear about what it is you want. Start to talk about the things that you want and stop focusing on what has happened to you in the past. Okay. The only time you should be focusing on the things that happened to you in the past is when you're healing to move on from them. Okay. All right. So the next placement we're going to look at represents how the past, your person's past affects this, is going to affect this current relationship that you're going to be in, or the future relationship you're going to be in. We got the Queen of Wands, fire sign, or someone with a lot of fire in their chart, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, the Seven of Cups. And we have the King of Swords, air sign, or someone with a lot of air in their chart, Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. So I just feel like these relationships, these past relationships that your person was in, taught them how to make the choice that they've already made for you. Okay, because usually in the Seven of Cups, there's like a whole bunch of cups, and the person is looking at them. They're not holding one. But in this card, in this deck, is interesting because there's this big ass cup here that reminds me of the Ace of Cups, and your person has their cup. So I feel like they've chosen you and they're wanting to give you their cup of love. Okay. And you know, with the Queen of Wands, this is about them stepping back into their confidence. Okay. And stepping back into their independent energy. All right. Okay. Let's clarify. Yeah. So your person's, you know, learning how to read between the lines. Okay. And navigate through this connection carefully. Okay. Then we've got the exhaustion card. It says depletion, drain, the long journey. This has been a long journey, I feel like, for both of you. And your person, you know, this reminds me of the Nine of Wands, just like that was on your side. You know, this person is exhausted, but they're not going to give up. They're going to keep going until they get to, you know, the two of you meeting. Okay. All right. So the next placement we're going to look at represents how you and this person are going to be together in the, you know, when you first come together, how it's going to be. The connection is going to be. Ooh. Okay. Too many cards, Spirit. Okay. Page of Cups, water sign, or someone with a lot of water in their chart. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. This is Pisces. Six of Swords, Two of Wands, the Hangman, Pisces again, and then the Two of Pentacles here. Okay. So Spirit is saying that there's going to be a crossroads. You're going to be at a crossroads and you're going to have to make a choice here. Okay. This is going to be an end with the Two of Pentacles to juggling. Nobody, you're not going to be in a relationship with anybody anymore that juggles you. We got the Page of Cups showing up here. There will be love offers on both sides. I feel like for some of you, it's just a small amount of you. It's not going to apply to everyone, but your soulmate, for some of you, owes you an apology. They did some shit. I don't know what they did, but they did something, and they're going to have to come and make amends before the two of you end up together. Okay. Then we've got the Six of Swords. Here it's about you moving forward and letting go of things that no longer serve you with the Hangman. So let's go ahead and clarify. Okay. See, the third party. It's third party stuff. It's about, you know, having to make a decision. You having to choose this soulmate if that's who you're wanting to be with. When it comes to your person, we've got the special occasion card showing up here. So they may show up on a special occasion. It could be your birthday, it could be Christmas, could be the New Year, because I see the champagne here. It's going to be different for all of you. That's why I'm getting that card with all those different things on there. Okay. This card keeps coming up. Once a cheater. Okay. So some of y'all, you know, have had people, you know, do all kinds of crazy shit, and cheating is one of them. Okay. So this is Spirit saying history has a habit of repeating itself when accountability is missing. Cheating isn't just a mistake. It's a pattern until it's healed. Okay. For the majority of you, I feel like this is talking about the other person, but for some of you, it could be, card could have something to do with y'all. Okay. Take it as it resonates. All right. But this card is talking about if this is something that you've been you know, a part of in the past, it will behoove you to get this together if you're wanting to be in a monogamous relationship with your person. If this is not you, then don't take the message, because it's not for everybody, okay? Just because I say something here in these readings, it doesn't always apply to you, okay? And so when y'all come in the comments, I'm looking at the comments like, why are you telling me this? Because we know that this is not a private reading. It's not a personal reading. So if it's not a personal reading, there are going to be things in it that don't resonate with you, okay? Because it's for somebody out there. Somebody needs to hear it. That's why it's being said, okay? So when it comes to your person, we've got the life partner card showing up here. Like I said, this person is coming in and wanting to go all in with you, okay? They're going above and beyond, all right? They're ready to take off the mask, all right? They're tired of pretending, okay? And they're just ready to be themselves, and they want you to relax and be yourself as well. Okay, next question. How is your love life going to be in the future? Okay, we've got 3 cards here. The Empress, Taurus, Libra energy, 3 of Swords here, and the 3 of Pentacles. Okay, so I feel like Spirit is saying, it's going to be an end of the heartbreak, breakup, separation with the 3 of Swords. Okay, it's going to be the end of betrayal, all right, of being stabbed in the back. And it's going to be about you and this person coming together and, compromising, having teamwork, building the type of relationship you want, and both of you standing in your power, knowing your worth, and opening yourself up emotionally with the Empress card. Okay. All right. Let's clarify. Yeah. You're stepping into a period of understanding. Okay. I feel like understanding yourself more, understanding life more, understanding your person more. When it comes to your person, we've got the moving card. So they may have to relocate, or one or the both of you may have to relocate in order to be together. And then, like I said, you're going to be stepping into a phase where you're able to start a family or combine families. Okay. It's about fertility, parenthood, pregnancy for some of you. Or this, fertility could be about you, like I said, building a business, starting a business together. Then we've got the feeling trapped card. It says feeling trapped isn't part of the love deal. If there's no key in sight, it might be time to break free. I feel like this was y'all in the past, feeling trapped in relationships where you felt like you were misunderstood. Okay. Where there was no communication. You didn't know where the other person stood. You were telling them, being open and honest about your feelings, and they were picking and choosing, being very selective about what they wanted to let you know. And this is about you breaking free of all of that shit with this new person. Okay. All right. So the next card, or the next placement, is talking about outside challenges, how to overcome outside challenges. Okay. That may pop up. So we've got King of Wands, fire sign, or someone with a lot of fire in their chart. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. The Magician. Okay. Aries energy. We have the 9 of Swords. So Spirit is telling you to stop worrying. Everything is not something to be blown out of proportion. Okay. Let things come to fruition first and then have your reaction. Okay. Because a lot of times this card brings out shit that wouldn't ordinarily show up if you weren't sitting in this energy. Okay. Then we've got the Magician and the King of Wands. Spirit is telling you to know that how you experience life and the things that happen in your life, 99% of it has to do with the way you think, what you believe. And with the King of Wands, it's about you putting yourself in the proper energy to experience what it is you want to experience. Okay. All right. Let's clarify. Okay. We got... yeah, balancing the scales with this is like the Justice card, Libra energy. Okay, and when it comes on your person's side, they have to walk away from things that no longer serve them. Yeah. We got the running card for them. So they could be running away from, ghosting, disappearing, being made to feel invisible by, their past partners. And then for you, we have the false connection card. It says the bond may be karmic, temporary, or just meant to teach. Either way, it's not what it appeared to be. Okay, so we're talking about your past connection with this other person, right? Spirit is telling you, you know, this person was just in your life as a lesson. You weren't necessarily, everybody that comes into union with their twin flame is not meant to stay with their twin flame. A lot of it is just this person coming in to teach you certain things, for you to learn certain things about yourself and about life, and for you to move forward. Okay. All right. So the last placement is the card. This card is going to represent how you can strengthen your weaknesses as a couple. Hold on. Okay. So we have the Lovers, Gemini energy, the Sun. Oh, that's beautiful. Leo energy, and then the Three of Cups. So Spirit is telling you, choose your person every day. Focus on your happiness and, you know, celebrate the positives. Focus on the positive. Okay. All right. Let's clarify. Okay. On your side, we've got reinvention. Spirit is, you know, this is about you reinventing yourself and becoming the best Capricorn that you can be. Okay. Ooh. Okay, you got a lot of stuff that fell. Okay, you know the twin had to show up, right? So we're just going to put that card over there. It says sharing space. It says whether it's moving in or feeling like home in each other's presence, you're aligning on a domestic level, okay? Then we've got someone new. It's about you meeting the soulmate. Someone unexpected could soon shift your perspective on love. You're not done discovering what your heart is capable of. So it's not over, is what Spirit is saying. Then we've got faded feelings. Or fading feelings. This is about the twin. Okay. It says when feelings start fading, what's left, reflect on what you're holding on to. Is it the past or potential? All right. So that's these two cards. Then we've got miles apart. It says even though you're physically apart, you're deeply emotionally entangled. Long distance love is never easy, but it's not impossible. Okay. So for some of you, you may be in a long distance relationship before the two of you come together. This person is tired of hiding the truth, your soulmate. Okay, they're ready to come forward and tell you how they feel. Then we've got escaping. It says avoiding, blocking, pushing away. I feel like your person is, again, walking away from the things that no longer serve them. I feel like this person, whoever it was they were in a relationship with, keeps trying to come back and draw your person back in. And they're like, no, I'm done. I've had enough. Okay. All right. So now we're going to get some messages from Spirit. See what else they want to tell you about the reading. Okay, so we have Harbor of Peace. It says find serene refuge in the peaceful embrace of a gentle harbor, allowing tranquility to still your waters. So I feel like this new person, this soulmate, is going to be a peaceful person in your life. They're going to create that safe space I talk about all the time, for you to just relax, let your hair down, and truly and totally be yourself. Okay. Then we've got eclipse of concealment. It says navigate through the eclipse of concealment, understanding the cyclical nature of hidden phases and awaiting revelation. So this is just about, you know, things coming to light when it's time for it to come to light, is what I feel like Spirit is saying. That you know, there will be truths that will be unfolding for you. Okay. Because it's like your person has answers to questions that you may have, and you have answers to questions that they may have, because you and this person are like puzzle pieces fitting together. Okay. Then we have fantasy land. It says, make sure everyone involved is being realistic and on the same page. This is why you got to have this talk with this person in the beginning. Okay. To let them know this is what I require in a relationship, and for them to let you know as well, so that the two of you are loving each other the way you're wanting to be loved, because that's what this is about both of you getting your needs met. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and get some messages from your person, see what they want to tell you. Okay. So we have surprise. Okay. It says, I am planning to surprise you soon with a gift from the heart. Get ready to receive something special soon that expresses how I feel about you. The gift could come in any form in the physical or spiritual realms, and it brings us closer. The romantic gesture, 3D communication or telepathic communication, is on its way to you. Okay, so you will be hearing from your person in some form or fashion soon. Okay. All right. Let's get some more messages. Okay. So we have, I keep dreaming about us together. You're the first person I think about when I open my eyes. I'm keeping tabs on you. You're the best thing that's ever happened to me. Let's get these. Switch them up. I find your inner wisdom really attractive. There's only you in my mind and in my heart. Then we have, when you touch me, I feel butterflies in my stomach. I can't help mentioning you to my close friends or family members. So this person talks about you. They not only think and dream about you, but they talk about you to their inner circle. Okay. I'm looking for these other cards. Where did they go? I don't know what I did with that other deck. Okay, so we're going to get some Lover's Oracle cards before you go. Let's see what Spirit wants to tell you. Okay, so this is the first card. It says, don't make decisions based on guilt or what you think you should do, for it is only in being true to yourself that you can be true to others. Okay, then we have this one. And it says, let there be closeness between you, but always give each other space. Love never claims. It simply allows and gives. So like I told you, this is not about going into a connection and being, smothering each other, right? Or being codependent. This is about both of you being independent, sovereign beings, and you're coming together, creating an interdependent relationship, but you're still, at the end of the day, independent people who can take care of yourself. That's why Spirit wants to make sure that you're good, you're stabilized in every area of your life. So you're in this relationship because you truly want to be with this person and for no other reason. Okay. And the same thing for them. That's why you getting a boss. That's why you getting a CEO. That's why you getting an entrepreneur, that has a lot of businesses. That's why you getting these types of people, because these are people who are independent, okay, in and of themselves. And they don't need to be in a relationship. They're choosing to be. And that's what Spirit is saying. This is about you choosing, Capricorn, to be in this connection with this person and choosing this person every day. Because that's what you got to do when you wake up every morning. You got to choose this person and choose this relationship and make the effort if you're wanting it to work. Okay. All right, Capricorn, I hope this helped. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. If you'd like to book a personal reading, there is a link in the description box below. Please have a good day and a good rest of your week, and I will talk to you soon. Bye, Capricorn.